Aviation Survival Manual.txt Notepad window focused on climate. Temperature, moisture, and wind are the basic climatic elements. Extreme cold or hot temperatures, complicated by moisture, rain, humidity, dew, and snow or lack of moisture, and the possibility of wind may have a life-threatening impact on the survivor's needs, decisions, and actions. The primary concern resulting from the effects of climate is the need for personal protection. Climatic conditions also have a significant impact on other aspects of survival, such as the availability of water and food, the need and ability to travel, recovery capabilities, and physical and psychological problems. Thirst and dehydration. 8. The lack of water and its accompanying problems of thirst and dehydration are among the most critical problems facing survivors. Thirst, like fear and pain, can be tolerated if the will to carry on, supported by calm, purposeful activity, is strong. Although thirst indicates the body's need for water, it does not indicate how much. If a person drinks only enough to satisfy his thirst, it is still possible to slowly dehydrate, preventing thirst and the more debilitating dehydration is possible if survivors drink plenty of water anytime it is available, especially when eating. Figure 18. When the body's water balance is not maintained, thirst and discomfort result. Ultimately, a water imbalance results in dehydration and death. The need for water will increase if the person is sick, is fearful, or expends a great deal of energy. C. Dehydration decreases the body's efficiency or ability to function. Minor degrees of dehydration may not have a noticeable effect on a survivor's performance, but as it becomes more severe, body functions become increasingly impaired. Slight dehydration and thirst can also cause irrational behavior. Cold and heat. The normal human body temperature is 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit degrees F. People are known to have survived with body temperatures 20 degrees F below normal, and up to 8 degrees F above normal. Any deviation, even as little as 1 or 2 degrees, reduces efficiency. Take hold. Serious stress, even in mild degrees, lowers efficiency. Extreme cold numbs the mind and dulls the will to do anything except get warm. Cold numbs the body by lowering the flow of blood to the extremities. This results in sleepiness. Survivors have endured prolonged cold and dampness through food, shelter, exercise, and proper hygienic procedures. Just as numbness is the principal symptom of cold, weakness is the principal symptom of heat. It may take from 2 days to a week before circulation, breathing, heart action, and sweat glands are all adjusted to the hot climate. Heat stress also accentuates dehydration. Bright sun has a tremendous effect on the eyes and exposed skin. Blowing wind in hot summer has been reported to get on some survivors' nerves. Wind constitutes an additional source of discomfort and difficulty in desert areas when it carries particles of sand and dirt. Frustration occurs when a person's efforts are stopped either by obstacles blocking progress toward a goal or by not having a realistic goal. It also occurs if the feeling of self-worth or self-respect is lost. A wide range of environmental and internal obstacles can lead to frustration. This often creates anger and is accompanied by a tendency to attack and remove the obstacles to goals. Frustration must be controlled by channeling energies into a positive and worthwhile obtainable goal. The survivor should complete the easier tasks before attempting more challenging ones. Proper rest provides rapid recovery of muscular and mental fatigue. Sleep is the most complete form of rest available and is basic to recover from fatigue. Short rest breaks during periods of extended stress can improve total output. Rest breaks provide opportunities for partial recovery from fatigue and help reduce energy expenditure. Rest periods increase morale and motivation. As in other stresses, even a moderate amount of fatigue reduces efficiency. The effects of sleep loss are closely related to those of fatigue. Sleeping at unaccustomed times, under strange circumstances, or missing part or all of the accustomed amount of sleep cause the person to react by feeling weary, irritable, and emotionally tense and losing some efficiency. The extent of an individual's reaction depends on the amount of disturbance and other stress factors that may be present. Loss of self-esteem may occur in captivity. Self-esteem is the state or quality of having personal self-respect and pride. Lack or loss of self-esteem in survivors may bring on depression and a change in perspective and goals. Humiliation and other factors brought on by the captor may cause the survivors to doubt their worth. Humiliation comes from the feeling of losing pride or self-respect by being disgraced or dishonored and is associated with the loss of self-esteem. Some factors that may cause individuals to feel they have lost the power of self-determination are a harsh captor, captivity, bad weather. As a survivor, depression is the biggest psychological problem that has to be conquered. It should be acknowledged that everyone has mental highs and lows. People experiencing long periods of sadness or other negative feelings are suffering from depression. The normal mood associated with the grief, sadness, disappointment, or loneliness that everyone experiences at times is also depression. Most of the emotional changes in mood are temporary and do not become chronic. Depressed survivors may feel fearful, guilty, or helpless. They may lose interest in basic life needs. Many cases involve pain, fatigue, appetite loss, or other physical ailments. Some depressed survivors try to injure or kill themselves. Fatigue may lead to depression. Depression may increase the feeling of fatigue. Fatigue leads to deeper depression, and so on. Fear also occurs at a subconscious level and creates feelings of worry, depression, uneasiness, or general discomfort. Fear may vary widely in duration, intensity, and frequency, and may affect behavior across the spectrum from mild uneasiness to complete disorganization and panic. Anxiety is a universal human reaction. Its presence can be felt when changes occur that affect an individual's plans, safety, or methods of living. Anxiety and fear differ mainly in intensity. Anxiety is a milder reaction, and specific causes may not be readily apparent, whereas fear is a strong reaction to a specific, known cause. Anxieties are generally felt when individuals perceive something bad is about to happen. The common description of anxiety is butterflies in the stomach. Anxiety creates feelings of uneasiness, general discomfort, worry, or depression. Common characteristics of anxiety are resentment, indecision, fear of the future, and a feeling of helplessness. A person, object, or anything that may be understood intellectually. Political concepts or religious dogma can promote feelings of hate. These feelings usually accompanied with a desire for vengeance, revenge, or retribution. To effectively deal with this emotional reaction, the survivor must examine the reasons why the feeling is present. Once the reasons have been determined, the survivor should decide what to do. Whatever approach is selected, it should be as constructive as possible. The survivor must not allow hate to control him. Loneliness can be very debilitating during a survival situation. Some people learn to control and manipulate their environment and become more self-sufficient while adapting to changes. Others rely on protective persons, routines, and familiarity with surroundings to function and obtain satisfaction. The ability to combat loneliness during a survival situation must be developed long before the situation occurs. Self-confidence and self-sufficiency are key factors in coping with loneliness. People develop these attributes by developing and demonstrating competence in performing tasks. As the degree of competence increases, so does self-confidence and self-sufficiency. In the survival situation, the countermeasure to conquer loneliness is to plan, to be active, and to think purposely. Developing self-sufficiency is the primary protection, since all countermeasures in survival require the survivor to have the ability to practice self-control. Boredom and fatigue are related and frequently confused. Boredom is accompanied by a lack of interest and may include strain, anxiety, or depression. This is particularly true when no relief is in sight and the person is frustrated. Relief from boredom must be based on correcting the basic sources: repetition and uniformity. Boredom can be relieved by varying methods: rotating duties, taking rest breaks, broadening the scope of a particular task or job, or other techniques of diversification. In a survival situation, cleanliness is essential to prevent infection. Hair should be kept trimmed, preferably to 2 inches or less, and the face should be clean-shaven. Hair provides a surface for parasite attachment and bacterial growth. Keeping the hair short and the face clean-shaven provides less habitat for these organisms. Unclean hands is the principal means of infecting food and open wounds. They should be washed with soap and water. If service members are too busy, stressed, or tired to eat adequate rations during continuous operations, their caloric intake will be reduced. This may lead to both physical and mental fatigue and degraded performance. Good nutrition is important. An inadequate diet degrades performance, reduces resistance to disease, and prolongs recuperation from illness and injury. A supply of food that has the nutritional value commensurate with the physical activity and stress of battle. Service members experiencing dehydration lose their appetite and reduce their food intake. This, in combination with dehydration, leads to degraded performance. Leaders remember, digestion consumes water. After eating, the body would become hotter and more stress would be present. Text. Climate, temperature, moisture, and wind are the basic climatic elements. Extreme cold or hot temperatures, complicated by us